Hey there everyone, it's Sam here from Truth Beyond Paranormal, and today I'm going to be reviewing one of the YouTube videos that has just been put up by the amazing Beardo Gets Scared. He is a debunking channel, which of course a lot of paranormal individuals probably who watch this maybe don't enjoy him, maybe don't like Beardo Gets Scared because he likes to actually tell the truth of what is going on. But me, as a true paranormal investigator, along with Truth Beyond Paranormal, we enjoy people that are able to actually debunk the stuff that we put out there. I'm sure if Beardo decided he was going to look at some of our stuff, he'd be debunking everything, and then we would end up with only like 2 minutes of footage in each episode that actually is paranormal, and the rest of it would be complete and utter bollocks. So, yeah, it's absolutely fine. Like, if he was to look at any of our stuff that we do, we would completely, wholeheartedly understand where he is coming from, and would love him to review our stuff in the future. So anyway, let's get into his video, and this is about the legendary Cody and Satori. I know there is a lot of controversy around these two, whether they're faking it, whether they're not faking it. To me personally, it doesn't matter. All I want to do is find out the truth.
Against my better judgment, we're going to take a look back at Cody and Satori. So, for those of you that don't remember or weren't around on the channel at the time, Sam and Colby did...
Sam and Colby. we just, all we needed was that. We don't need to... That's it. Video's done. You know what? I actually enjoy Sam and Colby as well, so I've just said that, and yeah, I'm sitting here talking about it, and then I'm like, yeah, I actually watched them. Damn. But no, I enjoy watching them because they're entertaining. Like, whether they get stuff that is true or not doesn't matter to me, because I'm watching them for entertainment reasons only. We've got to face it, Sam and Colby do actually have a personality that people kind of like and enjoy to watch. Otherwise, you know, people wouldn't watch them, and they wouldn't have how many millions of freaking subscribers. So they must be doing something correct. Unfortunately, though, it isn't paranormal investigating. Oh, fail. So yeah, this is where we found out about Sodi and Satori. Gonna end that video there.
Colby did a video at the Conjuring House. It was called Hell Week in 2023.
How could we forget, Beardo? How could we forget?
It was for Halloween, and we were introduced to Cody and Satori, where they have their own method where they touch each other or hold on to each other, and through that they can conjure communication with ghosts through tapping or rapping. And I immediately dismissed it as, that's just the hammer toe. I had no idea that video would blow up the way it did.
And here we are, many moons later, discussing them yet again. Oh no!
And I had no idea that there was so many other channels covering it, and a lot of channels blew up from it, and rightly so, because it was interesting. You know, was this finally a proven method to speak to the paranormal?
No. No, probably not. Damn, probably not. But, you know, at least we're covering it, I guess.
Well, could we speak to ghosts? Was this real? And the more we dived into it, all of the people that were looking at it, the more we were like, no. We were like, no, this isn't real. Now, this video is not a hit piece. This video is not going to be me shouting, ranting, raving, or anything like that. I'm doing this as respectfully as I can, in the hopes that we get what we want from Cody and Satori, and maybe other paranormal investigation channels. Before we play any of this, my first biggest issue is, we questioned this 14 months ago.
So this is exactly one of the points that I was going to make about this video straight off the bat, was the fact that it has literally taken them this whole time to give us even some kind of notion that they were going to actually try and debunk themselves, is basically what they're trying to do here. But the problem is it has taken them 14 months to actually even think that they are going to put this out there for people to see. Now, in the past, they have already done videos whereby they've got their shoes and their socks off or whatever, or they've had their feet up on a stool. Actually, I don't think that they've ever done it where they've had their shoes and their socks off. I think they just had their feet off of the ground the first time round. But even so, it's taken them this amount of time to get that up online for people to watch. You know, we were all asking them to disprove themselves, or to try and find a way of debunking what they do, you know, or at least prove to us that what they're telling us is real and that it isn't just a stage show. Something staged, something put on, you know, faked evidence. That's all we were asking for. And what they've actually given us is what you're about to see from Beardo's video, which is not really what any of us were asking for, to be honest.
Why is it taken until now for somebody to come out and say, actually, it's real? Look, they're taking their shoes and socks off. From a skeptic's point of view, the biggest issue is they've had 14 months to perfect the faking. It's not me saying they're fake, I believe it's fake, but they've had 14 months to perfect this.
Exactly what Beardo is putting out here is exactly my thoughts. They could have gone away and come up with a plan of action, like even if you're seeing their feet, because in this video that you're about to see, and I am going to be doing part 2 and then part 3 because this is a very, very long video. I say very, very long like it's like an hour long. It's not an hour long. It's only 22 minutes long, Beardo, which is fine. But for me personally, posting it up on places, I want it to be a bit shorter than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in parts. But when you see what they do, they're not wearing any shoes or socks. But they could have came up with a plan or come up with some sort of idea in their head of how they're going to make it sound as if there's still people walking around them. You don't actually see the people that are behind the camera. What I would have preferred to see as a paranormal investigator myself that's been doing it now for about 6 years, and I know that Beardo's going to be rolling his eyes at this point, but I do actually have psychic abilities as well. And he's going to be like, nah, not a psychic again. And I'm going to be like, hello, Beardo, I'm a psychic. But yeah, it's one of those things, you know, I didn't ask for it. I just got given that gift, whether I like it or not. And I've tried to even cut it off, and it's not possible to cut it off. So yeah, when it comes down to it, as somebody that's psychic, as somebody that believes in the paranormal wholeheartedly, I've had experiences that I will go into on this channel at some point, but the experiences that I've had have helped me to believe in the paranormal for a reason. And when I see Cody and Satori doing what they're doing, I want to be able to see everybody in the room, and at the same time, I want to see that nobody is moving things. I want to see that nobody is doing that clicking motion with their toe or foot themselves. You know, in 14 months, I'm pretty certain that Cody, if he is faking it using his toe, I'm sure he could actually teach someone else how to do it. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So I agree with Beardo on this one.
Now then, for a skeptic, for a debunker, the only way that this could be credible and a way that looks like a legitimate test to me would be a scientific investigation. And what I mean by that is a clean area, like a laboratory. Not a lavatory, laboratory. 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 Whatever. I'm not even editing that out. Clean room. A clean room that has been checked. The walls checked, the floors checked, the ceilings checked, and then anyone inside the room is patted down and checked. Now, on the live stream, people were saying yourself and Kenny Biddle would be ideal for this. And my argument there is, I'm certainly not ideal for it because I am already biased in my thought process in that it is fake. It is nothing.
So here, guys, we have Beardo talking about Kenny, who is another debunker. I've watched Kenny as well through Beardo, watching what Beardo does. I've also watched debunkers like Mythos. I've also watched the debunker, the side-eye guy. So I'm watching all the debunkers because Beardo has basically put me onto the other people that debunk. And they debunk really, really well. The side-eye guy especially is one of my favourite debunkers to watch because he's getting evidence of why it isn't paranormal and why certain YouTubers are faking everything. And he's getting this from online sources that I have no idea where he's getting this stuff from. How does he do it? How does he do it, Beardo? Who knows? Maybe he's some sort of psychic himself. Ooh, maybe not. Yeah, he's going to punch me for that. So, yeah, I completely agree with everything that Beardo's saying. Like, people saying that he is the perfect person to go in and sort of talk about these sorts of things or to actually go over there and witness Cody and Satori. Well, no, he wouldn't be because he's already somebody that believes that this is not something that can happen. He believes that this isn't factual. Or Kenny, on the other hand, like, again, he's somebody that's quite skeptical. He's an atheist. He's not open to be able to actually understand. I say actually understand the paranormal. He understands it probably more than most people from a scientific perspective. But maybe he wouldn't be open to the paranormal in the ways that are necessary in order to actually witness something of that nature. But also the other situation as well that Beardo goes into is the fact that these individuals that would go in there as debunkers wouldn't be the types of people that would actually be able to scientifically prove what is going on. Him saying that it needs to be somebody from an outside perspective, not a debunker, not somebody that is into the paranormal themselves, somebody that isn't a friend or knows who Cody and Satori are, people that don't have any idea about anything to do with what Cody and Satori do or the paranormal, and also is not even a debunker. Like, I completely understand where he's coming from. You need somebody that's coming from the standpoint of something neutral, to be able to actually do the specific tests that are needed and to actually film this in a way that will make it a lot more believable and be able to show people the actual truth of what is going on there. Whether it is, you have lots of different cameras that are set up all over the place to actually film what's going on from all different perspectives. That would be something that was definitely necessary. Him saying that it needs to be done in like a lab setting, he's meaning, something whereby it can't be manipulated in any way. It's not an old building where the structure is basically falling apart. It's not a building whereby it can just be a creaky staircase that's nearby or a creaky floorboard upstairs that is just randomly being like set off by something like the cold or the heat. Or somebody outside of window just banging on a window. Like, that's what he's meaning. He doesn't want this to be done in an environment whereby it can easily be debunked. He wants it to be in an environment whereby it's impossible to debunk it. And it's the same with the people that are around it doing the filming. They need to be people that don't actually involve themselves within the paranormal for it to actually be something like logical as an explanation for what's going on here. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have just wiped my nose on my sleeve during this, but things happen. Life, man, it is what it is. So that is the end for part 1 of the me reacting to Beardo reacting to a Cody and Satori video whereby they're trying to prove themselves that they're not faking, which they probably potentially still are. So that is the end of this part 1 of this part. doesn't even make any sense what I just said, but you know, I'll roll with it now. It is what it is. And yeah, check out part 2, and then part 3 will be coming at some point as well. And yeah, see you guys soon in the next one. Bye bye.